Now on Newsday TV, fire and ice. Volunteer firefighters battling a raging fire in the bitter cold in Suffolk this morning. Gusty winds making things even harder for fire crews. The island under a wind advisory as the frigid weather continues with real field temps in the single digits. It's Thursday, January 6th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jasmine Anderson. An early morning fire has destroyed a home in Copiague. Take a look at this video. Police say these towering flames broke out around 2:45 this morning on 26th Street. We're told everyone inside was able to escape, but right now there's no word whether anyone was hurt. Wildfires continue to scorch Southern California right now, leaving an apocalyptic-looking trail of destruction. Take a look. 2 more fires broke out yesterday, including one here in the Hollywood Hills. It's threatening iconic sites like the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Fires have reduced about 2,000 homes to ash. Long Island raised Billy Crystal is among the stars who lost their houses in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood. The hurricane-force winds fueling the flames are expected to die down.
The good news, the winds have subsided a bit, enough to allow our fixed wing and rotor wing aircraft to provide critical air support to this fire.
Officials say the fires have killed 5 people. Happening today, the man accused of raping and kidnapping a 14-year-old East Patchogue girl is due back in court. 64-year-old Francis Buckheit of East Islip is accused of abducting the teen and keeping her on his boat at an Islip marina. He's currently being held at the county jail. The teen, who Newsday is not naming, was missing for 25 days. A national day of mourning today for late President Jimmy Carter. President Joe Biden will deliver the eulogy at Carter's funeral at the Washington National Cathedral. All 4 living presidents are expected to attend. Carter passed away December 29th at 100 years old. The stock market is closed and mail will not be delivered today. Long Island House Republicans are headed to Mar-a-Lago to talk taxes with President-elect Trump. Andrew Garbarino and LaLota are among the Republican New York congressmen Trump invited to Florida to discuss SALT and other issues on Saturday. States and local tax deduction were capped at $10,000 in 2018 under a Trump-backed tax plan. First in Newsday, demolition has begun after a fire destroyed an Elmont senior co-op. Work to tear down the Foster Meadow Affordable Housing Complex began yesterday. No one was living in the building at the time of last month's fire. 60 residents have been displaced by a flood in 2023. A Calverton Adventure Park will pay $50,000 for illegally building attractions. The owners of Scotts Point will pay the town of Riverhead to settle a lawsuit. The town claimed the park built a go-kart track, pickleball courts, and catering facility without approval. Expecting mothers no longer have to use their PTO to get prenatal care during work hours. The state passed the first in the nation paid prenatal leave law. It requires private employers to provide up to 20 hours of paid leave per 52-week period to full or part-time pregnant employees. The governor's office says about 130,000 pregnant workers will be eligible for this benefit annually. About half of those are hourly workers. Newsday business reporter Victor Ocasio explains the law's potential impact.
For a lot of pregnant workers, they're having to make this choice, especially those who work in hourly positions, where they're having to make this choice between potentially losing a few hours of pay, which can be vital for, expenses, or, taking the risk of potentially, having issues with their employer for leaving or stepping away. So this gives, pregnant New Yorkers a real opportunity to get the health care they need while not sacrificing their paychecks.
Now, critics worry the new law could potentially squeeze small businesses.
This comes at the same time that, the state has increased the minimum wage on Long Island, Westchester, New York City. This comes in, after a pretty difficult few years post-pandemic, and so their concern is that there's just a lot of changes to labor law occurring all at once, and it's difficult for small business to keep up. So that's their primary concern.
Read more about the paid prenatal leave law on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. An ownership debate is slowing efforts to repair damage from a catastrophic rainstorm in Head of the Harbor. Virginia Huey tells us where things stand now.
Now we have half the village with reduced access to emergency services.
Months after a catastrophic rainstorm swept through Head of the Harbor, the damage to a dam, 2 main roads, and the historic gristmill pond stands unrepaired. Village Mayor Michael Utevsky says the situation is a public safety hazard. He has blamed town and Brookhaven officials for dragging their feet on reconstruction efforts.
To date, they have done no work. They haven't put a shovel in the ground. Meanwhile, with every rainstorm, the road continues to fall.
That's why the mayor met with Brookhaven Town Supervisor Wednesday to discuss the work. It happened after the village and Ward Melville Heritage Organization withdrew their notices of claim, indicating they plan to sue the town. In an interview before the meeting, Utevsky explained,
We withdrew them because we were told that the town would not speak to us while the notices were outstanding.
Supervisor Dan Panico told Newsday that another issue is questions over land ownership and whether Brookhaven is legally entitled to work on the property. Mayor Utevsky says he was surprised by that.
And now they've made a claim that they don't own the road, which I find hard to believe.
The mayor and Brookhaven supervisor declined to comment after the meeting, but all parties are expected to meet again next week. For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Virginia, thank you. Read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Here's what's up on Long Island.
I've been staring at the edge of the water.
Disney on Ice presents Encanto and Frozen. See it at the UBS Arena at Belmont Park on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Elmont.
Steve, we're back. Talking Sopranos lives again.
They're back. A conversation with the Sopranos have a sit down with the original cast members from the HBO series. It's Saturday at the Patchogue Theater. See DJ Theo spinning the Winter Classic Showcase of songs Saturday night at Mulcahy's in Wantagh. For mission info and more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage. Another windy and cold day across the island. There's a wind advisory in effect until 10 o'clock tonight with gusts between 40 and more than 50 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today, highs in the low 30s at MacArthur Airport with feel-like temps in the single digits, so bundle up. And looking at your 7-day forecast, a little warmer tomorrow with increasing clouds. We're still tracking what looks to be a minor snow event for Saturday. Most places could see a dusting to about a half an inch, but of course, we will keep you updated. That's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Stay warm out there. Thank you so much for watching.